Welcome to Tech Bytes and News, your daily roundup of articles featured in Hacker News. Today, we're diving deep into a fascinating article. Learn shader programming with Rick and Morty. It's all about creating animations using GLSL shaders and signed distance fields. Amazingly, with just 240 lines of code.
Whoa, 240 lines? That's incredibly efficient. So how does this even work? Is it all about manipulating pixels directly?
Exactly. The core is a color for pixel function. This function runs on the GPU for every single pixel, determining its color based on its position and time. It's like a tiny artist painting each pixel individually. Pretty cool, huh?
That's mind-blowing. So it's not using pre-rendered images or external libraries? Just pure code?
Pure, unadulterated code. They start with simple shapes like circles, defined using the length function for distance calculations. Then, they build up complexity by combining these shapes using signed distance fields, SDFs.
Signed distance fields? What are those exactly?
An SDF returns the distance from a point to the nearest point on the shape's boundary. It's positive outside, negative inside. This allows for clever combinations of shapes using functions like min, for unions, or other more complex operations. It's a really elegant approach.
I see. So they use these SDFs to create more complex shapes like Rick's head, which is approximated using a rounded rectangle function, right?
Precisely. And the article even shows how to create more intricate shapes like stars and Bezier curves using their respective SDF functions. It's all about finding the right mathematical representation for the desired shape.
But how do they get the precise numbers for Rick's features? It must have been a lot of trial and error, right?
You're right, it was. The author mentions spending a lot of time tweaking numbers. They even used a clever trick, overlaying the reference image of Rick on the preview to compare their drawing in real time. Talk about dedication.
That's intense. So once they have the shapes, how do they add animation?
The animation part is equally clever. They use several techniques. One is using the sin function with the time variable to create smooth, looping animations. They also use domain warping, which randomly offsets pixel locations to create wavy effects, like in Rick's hair.
Domain warping? That sounds like some advanced stuff. And what about the teeth? How do they get those infinite teeth?
That's where the mod function comes in. It's used to repeat the tooth shape horizontally, creating the illusion of infinite teeth. They then cleverly manipulate the A position to create a smile. Brilliant!
Incredible! It's amazing how much they achieve with such a concise codebase. I'm curious, though, about the performance. Does this approach scale well to more complex animations?
That's a great question. The author actually mentions that the code prioritizes readability over performance. There's definitely room for optimization, especially with more complex scenes. But the core concept is powerful and efficient.
Definitely. This article is a fantastic introduction to shader programming and SDFs. It's inspiring to see what's possible with just a few lines of code.
Absolutely. It's a testament to the power of shaders and the elegance of SDFs. And the Rick and Morty theme just makes it that much more fun. Thanks for joining us on Tech Bytes and News. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of shader programming. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.